Hello students, welcome to the next lecture on the principles of software process change. So today we are going to discuss about what are the principles involved in software process change. So this software process change is basically dependent on six different principles. So first principle is major changes to software process. Second, ultimately everyone must be involved. Third, effective changes require a goal and knowledge. Next, change is continuous. Fifth, software process changes will not be retained. Sixth, software process improvement requires investment. So we'll try to understand one after the other about these six basic principles. So first, we'll go with major changes to the software process must be at the top. So this basic principle is the responsibility of senior management team. So here the senior management leadership is required to launch the effort that are considered as your changes and to provide continuous resources and the priorities related to these particular changes. So here major changes they actually require the leadership qualities. So the top hierarchy is going to provide what are the changes that are supposed to be made into your software. So here this top hierarchy or can be taken as your management team. So this with the convention along with term improvements and are both possible and essential for your software. So continuous improvements are required for your management team in order to make these changes. So whenever the changes are required, your management team will call upon for continuous call upon your management team to make these changes. So the manager's responsibilities in major changes to the software process are they need to set the goals or they need to set the challenging goals to the team. After setting the goals, they are responsible to monitor the process, whether it is effective or not, and insist on the performance of that particular changes incorporated into your software. Second, ultimately, everyone must be involved. So here, software engineering team effort uh, is taken into consideration. Anyone who does not participate in improvements will miss the benefits here. So everyone needs to be taken into consideration while making these changes, right? So uh, with the software process, the software professionals are forced to improve the solutions here. So we may have a mature software process and an immature software process, whatever it is. So the software professionals who are working on this particular softwares are forced to improvise the solutions. In software process, people are the most important ingredient, right? So it is essential to recognize their desire to do good work. The need is to focus on repairing the process and not the people. So this is about everyone must be involved. So here, what do I mean to say here is rather than concentrating on changing the process itself, the management team need also to focus on the people who are working in that particular team so that the changes are effective. Next, effective change requires a goal and knowledge of current process. So this particular principle is responsible to understand the current status of the project here, right? So whenever a change has been enforced into your software, so your program, the change which is incorporated into that particular current software, its current status is supposed to be taken into consideration. So in order to take this current status, an assessment can be uh, performed on that particular change so that you may understand whether it is effective or not. Uh, that is so this is helping you out in understanding whether the change incorporated is effective or not, right? So in order to make these changes, the software professionals need to have already knowledge on what is the current process is and what how these changes can be manipulated into your software. So this can be done by controlling the requirements uh, and coordinating the changes, managing the plans, managing dependencies, and coping with system design issues. So these are some of the points that are taken into consideration while changes are incorporated into your software, right? So this can be done only when the people who are already associated with the software are working with the current process. Fourth, change is continuous. So here, uh, normally human processes are very static in nature, right? Sorry, human requirements are very dynamic in nature. They are never static. The software once designed is static in nature and it works as per the requirements provided by the user. But based on day-to-day developments that are supposed to be incorporated into a software. Say, I want to, the human requirements are changed dynamically. So in order to incorporate these changes, we are supposed to, that is, the software team needs to focus on three basic points. First, they need to uh, focus on making changes on the software, but they should focus on one point that whenever they are making these changes, if there are any reactive changes in that particular software, so they are going to make the things worse. So this should be taken as a consideration. Second, every defect in the improvement of every defect in the software development can be taken as an opportunity for the improvement of that particular software. That is your second point to understand. Third, if you are working on any crisis improvement or crisis prevention, it is important that crisis recovery is also made possible. So these are the 3 points that are taken into consideration whenever you work on this change, right? That is your fourth point. Change is continuous. And fifth principle is software process changes will not be retrained without conscious effort and periodic reinforcement. So here, whenever you are making your changes, uh, without a conscious effort, you cannot retain the uh, changes in that particular software. So whenever a human is going to adopt a new process, this particular process requires four different stages, or this particular process is involved in four different stages. So first is installation. So what do I mean by this installation? This is going to involve initial installations of the methods and training in their proper use. So whenever you are going to uh, focus on this installation, proper training is supposed to be provided along with the basic installation procedure required by your software that is being changed. Next, practice. So here, uh, in order to perform any particular work, the people are made to learn and to perform the methods as per the instructions provided by the developer or software professional. Third, proficiency. So, in this particular proficiency, we are focusing on traditional learning curve here, right? Are the people gradually improving their efficiency or not is taken into consideration when you go with this proficiency. And last, naturalness. So, this naturalness is going to be the fourth stage of human adoption. So in this naturalness, you're supposed to make sure that all the methods that are involved into your software, are they performed without intellectual effort or not? Are they as per your regular use or not? Or any special attention is required in order to perform that particular operation is what this naturalness focuses on. So you are supposed to make sure that no additional effort or intellectual effort is required in order to perform with this uh, naturalness. or human adoption process. Last, we go with software process improvement requires investment, right? So here, whenever you're going to improve your software, obviously the development of this particular software requires some improvement. So the improvement of this particular process, it takes time, skill, and money also. So the key points related to this particular software improvement investment are, so in order to improve the software process, someone is supposed to work on it, right? So that working on software process requires some skill, time, and money. At the same time, any unplanned process improvement is based on the thinking of the user. Next, automation of a poorly defined process will produce poorly defined results. If you are going to automate any particular process with poor design, your results will be poor. Next, your improvements should be small and these improvements should be tested. And finally, once all these steps are done, you are going to train your software. So all these key points require some money to be vested on it, along with memory and time. So this is software process improvement requires. This is why we can say it as your software process improvement is dependent on the investment, right? So while focusing on the software process improvements, right, so this was what I was talking about. So while focusing on the software process improvement requirements, there are some misconceptions about the software process. So what are these misconceptions? We'll try to understand now. So first one, we must start with firm requirements. So it is never required to go with only firm requirements. So once you are clear with what is your software is supposed to do, you can start with coming up with your own requirements also. Incorporating your own requirements may also help in uh, improving your software. Next, if it is always not a better idea to say that if any particular test is passed, it is okay. If a test is passed, it doesn't mean that your software is okay. Next, software quality can't be measured. No, we can always measure the quality of the software based on its performance. Next, the problems are technical. Always the problems are not technical here. So as I already said that it also involves on the training. So training or the working of your software may be natural or technical. So the person who is working on with your software, if he is not uh, trained properly, right? That may also results in uh, software performance degradation. So problems may or may not be technical in nature. So we always need better people. It is not required. So certain set of people work on certain set of activities. Next, software management is different. So these are the basic misconceptions that software process generally have. So avoiding these misconceptions, you can always work on improving the quality of your software. So that's all for this video. Let's meet in your next video. Thank you.